Welcome back to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services, a leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online at DonahueAccountingService.com. I'm your host, Alex Meacham, former Bearcat basketball player from 1997 to 1999 under the Hall of Fame coach, Bob Huggins.
And I'm Neil Meyer with the Front Office News.
I'm JT Smith, editor-in-chief for the Front Office News.
All right, fellas, we are back for another episode. Let's jump right into it. Well, wait a minute. Before we jump right into it, Neil, we need an update. Coming to America, you watched it yet?
I have not watched it yet, but we are watching it in the morning. I got 2 hours of my day already planned to watch it.
JT, is he capping?
I don't know, man. Until it's done.
I'll quote it tomorrow night at the game.
I need quotes. Okay, it's Black History Month. We only got 28 days in Black History Month. So
shortest month of the year.
I'll watch it. I'm watching it tomorrow.
It is the shortest month of the year. The Bearcats are currently 14-9 after defeating BYU 84-66. Hey, we scored 80-plus points again. Making progress. This is the Bearcat game recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. JT, thoughts on the Bearcats' performance?
Hey, man, I was ecstatic, man. This BYU team is tough. I mean, the first half, BYU was on fire, but UC was scoring, man. My man Day was looking like prime Sean Livingston for those people, for the mid-range lovers, pause out there. Go ahead, man. Check out Sean. Look up Sean Livingston. You know what I mean? The way he was getting to his shots a little different, but because Day has a more of a, his vertical is real. You know what I mean? He really shoots on his jump shot, but same thing. Gets to a certain spot, bang. You know what I mean? So it's good seeing that. Jizzle was balling from the jump. Him and Jizzle I think they just stamped the game from the jump. And I thought, I won't take all the points, but I think, Dylan Mitchell did a hell of a job against that the 6'9" point guard, and Josh Reed chipped in as well. But it just was a team effort, man. You look down, you got 3 in double digits, couple close to it. I think we had a 9 and an 8. So that's something good, man. Mm-hmm. And something that we haven't been used to as of late, but that's something that, people that have been covering this team and kind of watching this team expected. And it's good to see them, start the revenge tour. They went out to Utah and got handled. And then, BYU comes here and we handle them at Fifth Third. And it's good to see them defending Fifth Third. That was great. I said, my keys to the game, last game was to give the crowd something to cheer about. And I thought from the beginning, they gave the crowd something to cheer about. And it was times where me and Neil looked at each other and our Apple Watches are like, you're going to go blind. I mean, not blind, but you're going to go deaf. I'm messing up over here. You're going to go deaf if you stay in this environment for, 30 days. Blind. I'm out here messing up. Mm-hmm. I'm blind. Nah, but for people that watch Boondocks,
I'm
blind.
I'm legally blind. Hold it down.
P.O.P. Nah, but Phil Squad, baby. Nah, P.O.P.
Neil, do you know what we're talking about?
Nope.
I'm a female.
I'm a female.
He said, sir.
P.O.P. hold it down.
She said, I'm a female.
Oh, you know what,
baby? I'm gonna be out. I'm
legally blind.
I'm legally blind. How can I drive? I'm legally blind.
Neil, you gotta watch that. It's tell him what it is. This girl looks like a guy.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
It's like a guy, and it's like I think it's somewhere. I think it might be in Texas. I don't know. It's somewhere down south, essentially. I think it's Texas though. Might be Houston, but it's on. They're on like the channel. It's like essentially like you watch channel 5, 9, 12, whatever, 19. It's essentially them interviewing them at the situation, and they just talking like they need a lawyer for real. But they just incriminating themselves every time. But it's hilarious. It's like a girl that looks like a dude, and it's a dude that talks too. But all her quotes are legendary.
Legendary.
Legendary. Like I watched that a lot actually. So
Why did the
like
police let her? I keep saying him. Let her because it looks like a dude. Let her sit there and answer those questions. Like
that's what I was thinking. It was so dirty. Like everything was dirty about it. It was like whatever happened. Like why they were letting her have a whole interview. Like
interview in the squad car.
yeah, she was like they had the door open and everything.
The door was cracked.
she was leaned out like.
You know what I think? That police officer, JT, was probably like me or you, and he was like, "Yeah, this is gonna go viral, man. This is gonna. I'm gonna let."
He knew something, because he was like, "I'm innocent.
I'm legally blind.
I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing." Oh snap! Oh right, man,
we always get off topic here. Go ahead, finish up here.
Yeah, but yeah, so essentially they gave the crowd something. They gave the team gave the crowd something to cheer about, and they scored over 80 points. So, hey, man, well, we were 2-8. Now we 4-8. Will sound like still, I think I said we were neck deep, pause in the dirt. I felt like we got the chest above the ground. You know what I mean? Starting to kind of like the Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to close the casket, but we kind of rising up. You know what I'm saying? So I think now we done took a shower. We done took a shower with soap.
Oh, wait a minute. We need the hygiene check.
Hygiene. We done took a shower with soap. We got some soap. We scoring over not 80 points in 2 games in a row. How we been scoring? Now we got soap. We done got a haircut. We ain't got designer clothes yet, though. You know what I mean? We ain't got clothes. We might not got Nike. We got we got a Walmart brand clothing at 4-8. You know what I'm saying? But we got a haircut and no cologne, just some deodorant.
Deodorant?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 games over 80. We kind of getting close to people kind of know who you are again.
Okay. Okay, got a haircut. I like that. Hey, JT, real quick, you mentioned Sean Livingston. Did Sean Livingston go to college, or was he straight to the league? Or
he was straight to the league. He was one of the last ones. I think he might have been close to that last pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Illinois area. I think he might have was going to go to Illinois, but he didn't.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I was like, what college did he go to? I don't think he went.
Yeah, he didn't. Remember that knee injury he had? You don't want to go look at it if you haven't seen it.
No, was it like Paul George's?
It was worse.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to.
Don't want to see it. Don't want to see it. It is one of the worst things.
No.
Ever. I seen on accident. They kept showing it. It was just like, yeah. But he came back from that to become the player he was at Golden State, essentially.
Golden State. Yeah, he was at Golden State.
Yeah, because he was essentially supposed to be the guy, and he was starting to be that person, and got hurt.
Yep. I remember now. Neil, thoughts? Bearcats performance.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway is the play of Jizzle James. I know that was one of our players to watch heading into this one. 24 points, a career high 6 for 7 from 3. We've been saying all along that if Jizzle finds that confidence again and is able to knock down some 3-pointers, things are going to start to open up for Cincinnati, and this offense is going to be clicking. And we saw that on Saturday. I love the way that he's been playing as of late. Obviously, playing with a little bit more confidence. This was the Jizzle James that many people expected heading into this season, so that was a great sight to see. I still love the play from Day Thomas, 15 points, 7-9 shooting. I think inserting him into the starting lineup has not only allowed Cincinnati to push the tempo a little bit, but it's also allowing Cincinnati to get downhill and attack. And I know JT and I were talking, but when Day gets to the mid-range jumper, there's a lot of guys that you think of come to mind when he creates separation. Deion Dixon, David DeJulius, because that mid-range jumper for Day-Day, it's there every time. Like, he's so good at creating space and getting to his spots. So that's been a huge thing for Cincinnati as well. But I think the biggest thing is, obviously, Meach, this is your guy, but Josh Reed made a huge impact in this game. Not only with just the career-high 12 points, but the way him and Dylan Mitchell defended Igor Demon was huge on Saturday. I think that was the lift that they needed, especially at Fifth Third Arena, because I think it started with the stand in the first half where Josh Reed comes in, checks in, and then forces a shot clock violation. And next thing you know, Fifth Third went bonkers, and then that's when the Bearcats made a run to open things up a little bit. But I thought the atmosphere was great on Saturday. But, man, it was just great to see Josh Reed kind of have the performance he had on Saturday and kind of solidify his role with this team. So that was a great sight to see as well. 59% shooting from the field. And then you look down and you see, well, BYU dominated the paint in the first half. I don't know if you guys remember, but they had 28 points in the paint total, but 22 of those came in the first half. So to only hold them 6 points in the paint in the second half, I think that was a pretty good sight to see as well.
This is the Bearcat Game Recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. So, Neil, back to what you were saying with Josh Reed, and I really liked that Josh Reed had a big game. I thought his impact when I picked him as my player to watch would be on the defensive end, and it just so happens that some of the defensive things he did led to offense. Obviously, the dunk, which have we ever seen Josh Reed dunk? Was that his first ever dunk, or is that
first dunk?
This is first dunk. Yeah.
First dunk in game. Yep.
And I'm happy for him because we've talked about this before. He's a guy that has stuck it out at UC. Yeah. He could have gotten in the portal, could have went somewhere else. He stayed. And I think what we're seeing with Josh Reed, I think Bearcat fans, along with myself and others, need to always remember as you form a team, and you put a team together, it's great to go and get your 5 stars, your 4 stars, your McDonald's All-Americans and all that. But you need that glue guy. You need that lunch pail guy. We had John Newman before. We're starting to see Josh Reed turn into that.
Yeah.
Right. And I think JT, you've even mentioned in the past that Josh Reed could become that John Newman type of guy.
Yeah.
You've said that before in past podcasts, and when you said it, I hadn't thought about it before, but more and more it makes sense, and I think he goes into it with real no ego involved.
Yeah,
I think every Bearcat team needs a guy like that.
No, for sure. It's a staple. It's a staple. Like you think of old teams, you had the Manuel McElroys back in the day.
Oh man,
right? Titus Rubel. You know what I mean? Justin Jackson to a certain extent. You know what I mean? He got so good his last year or whatever. Even Trey Scott. You know what I mean? You think about that. Like he was that person, just energy. I'm gonna come in here. I'm grabbing as many rebounds as I can. Be great on defense. And then if you take me out, I'm out. You know what I mean? You start developing his offensive game, of course. Time in the system, and you just keep seeing the young man get better. But, UC is known to have these guys. And, John Newman is one of them. Like, I just feel like he's just like a Bearcat. Josh Reed is kind of the person I saw last year. I kind of start saying, okay, if he does stay, I feel like that's where he's going to get his shine because he's a guy that just does all the dirty work, sets good screens. He doesn't mind guarding the best person on the other side, and scrappy. So you see it, man. So sometimes you don't have to be. Everybody can't be the star. You know what I mean? It's only one basketball, but everybody has to understand the sacrifice for each other per se. And you can start seeing this team starting to do that for each other.
Yeah. And John Newman, to me, like you said, is turning into the guys of the past. And I'm glad you brought up Titus Rubels because, and you talk about a guy that did so much offensively. He struggled.
Yeah, for sure.
But man, people slept on the things he did defensively.
Yeah.
With his length pause and just like rebound. There were so many things. And you go back to Emmanuel McElroy. You talk about maybe the most underrated Bearcat ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Who has completely disappeared. Like, I never hear from IMAC.
Yeah.
Nobody ever hears. Nobody. He's playing. I know one person that still talks to him, but said he's just, he didn't talk much to begin with. But we've had a great. I mean, we've had IMAC, Titus, Trey Scott. You mentioned him.
Yeah. Some others I'm just off the top of my head. I'm
But those are staple Bearcat players that bring it brings everything together.
Yeah.
It allows, like IMAC, Emmanuel McElroy allowed Leonard Stokes to be Leonard Stokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He allowed Steve Logan to be Steve Logan with those. So it's like, those are important pieces to a team, and I'm glad to see Josh Reed stick it out and pause and become the player he is today. Also, and who picked Jizzle? Was that you, JT?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Well, last game.
No. Last game I picked CMOS last game.
Okay, who picked Jizzle? Was that you, Neil?
Yeah, it was me.
Solid pick. He's getting his swagger back. So solid pick with that, Neil. Good work. I thought he was, I think Josh Reed got a lot of attention because he normally doesn't do some of those things. But when Jizzle plays the way Jizzle played, this basketball team's a different basketball team.
Yeah.
And you put the two together, and hence the score, whatever I said the score was. The only other thing I want to say is we are now, I think, 2-0 since I busted out the blunt wine.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring blunt wine back.
Hey, somebody asked about that online, I saw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He asked, how do I get my hands on that blunt wine? And so I talked to Corey today. And so the story real quick, Corey did have the blunt wine. It was available for a short period, but he isn't doing it anymore. It's tough to manufacture and produce and, sell things like this. So it was just, I think, a lot. And there's none available now. But I told him, I said, you might have to bring it back. That blunt wine.
That blunt wine. Hey, tell him we need a bottle, though. Tell him me and Neil need one. Man.
I told him, he agreed. He's going to get you guys. The only thing he asked is he has to come on the podcast.
Oh,
we can make that happen. That's easy.
That's easy.
Easy peasy. So we are officially 2-0 with the blunt wine. Let's get to that 3-0 with blunt wine, and then we're going to take our chances versus Iowa State, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, think about it. The Bearcats go on a crazy run, make the NCAA tournament. Wes Miller might be calling asking for a bottle of the blunt wine from Corey if that's the case.
No question. Blunt wine for everybody. I mean, we all drinking blunt wine. Seriously. This is the definitely the good luck charm. So this is not open, by the way. I don't drink, so I'm keeping this as a souvenir. But we're gonna get a bottle for Neil and a bottle for you, JT.
Yeah.
JT, make sure it's in your cup for one episode. You're sipping on that blunt wine. I don't know. You might want to keep it as memorabilia. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I might have to, man. If I get my hands on it, I might have to pause. I might have to drink it, man. I put it on chill. I got a little wine cooler. I got like a cooler in the house, man. I'm gonna have to chill it out and then I have to make sure it's one of them weekend games, though.
Okay, yeah. You don't want this on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
There'll be no
coming back from it.
No mas. Neil, do you drink, Neil?
Yeah, I drink.
Okay, that's right, because that's how you went missing that one night.
Yeah, he went missing.
So
Neil's day off, like Ferris Bueller.
Neil's day off. Oh man,
it was Neil's day off.
Hey Neil, do you think we can get your dad on the pod one day to explain why he texted me and said, "Have you seen my son, Neil?"
That would be crazy.
Oh man.
I said, first of all, how did you get my number, bro? I've never met you ever.
Dog, I couldn't even tell you how he got your number.
Hey, your dad's connected, man. He definitely.
Your dad
He
is
was probably
feds,
looking up the phone records or something.
man. Feds.
Man.
What's your dad's first name?
Ed.
Yeah, Ed Meyer, the feds, bro. Gotta watch I gotta see if I still have that text. I'm gonna see if I can find that and screenshot
And
that.
that was hilarious.
That was a while ago, though. I don't know if
funny. It was so funny because it was like, man, have you heard from Neil?
Did I call you, JT, or did I text you?
Then you text me.
Okay.
He was like, then you might have called me once I responded, like, yeah, because his dad said he missing. And I was like, man, let me call this dude. He was like, yeah, man.
Yeah, then I was like, well, looks like the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast is just JT and Meach.
Yeah, I thought we was about to be 2. We were 3, now we're 2.
The name game is done.
I know, right?
Oh, those are
That
good
was
times.
before the name game, I think.
It was.
Oh, was it?
Might have been.
Yeah. Well,
Man, that would have been crazy, man. Cause I was like, dang, Neil, they would have been asking, like, what happened to Neil? Y'all kicked him out? Nah, man, he missing.
no,
He's
Thought he was gonna be on a milk carton for a second.
he stepped in some quicksand and just disappeared.
Yeah, like he was the first person in Ohio to run into quicksand. You know what I mean?
Hey, Neil, if I get you some of this blunt wine, you gotta make sure you sip it slow, okay?
No, we won't go missing.
Okay, yeah, we can't have you missing. The Purple Monkey Project was formed following the tragic loss of 10-year-old Reagan Vanas in May of 2021. Reagan was a ray of sunshine who lit up every room. The Purple Monkey Project is named after Reagan's favorite stuffed animal and seeks to keep Reagan's spirit alive by being a ray of light in the community and promoting random acts of kindness. By providing scholarships and other financial support of youth and youth-centered charities in Southwest Ohio. The Purple Monkey Project seeks to pay it forward, all in the name of Reagan. To learn more about the Purple Monkey Project, please visit purplemonkeyproject.org or visit them on Facebook at Purple Monkey Project. Now, this Tuesday at 7 p.m., the Bearcats take on Utah in the beautiful Fifth Third Arena. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahoe Accounting Services. Now, let's jump into the Big O segment, sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. In this segment, we cover players to watch and key matchups. JT, we'll start with you. Who do you expect the big game from?
Hey, man, we going Jizzle James, man. 2 good games in a row.
Okay.
Hey, let's make it 3.
Okay.
You know, 2 games he played good. Bearcats won. Hey, 3. I think 15 points or better. 5 assists. Good impact on the defense end. Utah turned the ball over a lot. In Utah, I feel like Jizzle is going to be one of the people that make him turn the ball over a lot in Cincinnati. So that's what we're rolling with, man. I'm going with Jizzle.
How many turnovers did Utah have?
19?
Like 16, 17. Let me double check for sure.
I want to say it was 19 if my memory holds me correct.
I thought that game was really high.
It was real high.
Yeah.
That's what made it so crazy. I think it was 19. Check me out on that one, Neil. See if my memory's cool.
Yeah, 19.
19, okay. Yeah, did they crush us on the boards? Did they crush us on the boards?
Yes, I believe so.
No, we crushed. Oh, yeah, they crushed us on the boards. 41-23.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay, so you got Jizzle. Neil, we got a big game from. And
I'm going to go.
And we expecting a big game from Utah.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Cincinnati. I'm going to go with Day Thomas. And the reason I say that is because since the start of last week, with Day Thomas and Jizzle James, they've combined for 74 points in the last 2 games. The backcourt is officially heating up for Cincinnati, which is a great sight to see. Because when you get that kind of volume of scoring between guys like Day Thomas and Jizzle James, that will open up your offense tremendously. And coming off 2 back-to-back games where he had been in double figures, he had 20 down in Orlando, and then he had 15 on Saturday versus BYU. I think he's going to be back in double digits here again on Tuesday night. But for me, the player to watch for BYU is, I know we talked about him on the first time when we talked about BYU, but I'm going to go with Gabe Madsen. And the reason I say that is because after we talked to Gabe out at Big 12 Media Days, he actually said like he didn't think fans were going to remember him from his time here at Cincinnati. So he was like, I love Cincinnati. I'm excited to get back there. I'm really like curious to see like what the reaction would be, but it's something to keep an eye on, especially with the homecoming between him and his brother Mason, who both spent a season here. Well, Mason spent a couple of seasons here, but overall, it's going to be interesting to see how those two basically take in a homecoming here at Fifth Third Arena.
Yeah, I don't. That's a good question. I don't know how people respond to Gabe. I don't think a lot of people really remember. He didn't play that many games, right?
No, Gabe only played in like 4. He was the first one to opt out in the COVID.
Yeah, he was one of the early COVID opt-outs.
Yeah, he opted out early, and obviously Mason was here for a while, and Mason still has, friends on the team, friends in the community. So I think people know him better now. He didn't play a lot in that first matchup. Mason didn't, correct?
He didn't play at all.
He didn't play at all?
Mm-mm.
I thought he got in. He didn't get in at all. Shoot. Wow.
Nope.
Man. But Gabe obviously played well. And we can't have him come into the Fifth Third Arena and do that. But I know for me, I'm gonna roll with Dylan Mitchell for my player to watch. The Big O segment is sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. And listen, I'm going to go with Dylan Mitchell for several reasons. I just feel like it's his turn to have a big breakout game. I would like to see him do that. I know defensively, last game he was really good. I'd like to see great offensive Dylan Mitchell, attacking, getting to the basket, finishing. Obviously, he's probably not going to hit a lot of jump shots. Let's just be real about that. May hit a couple. Ain't going to hit a lot, but using his athleticism and listen, when he gets out and takes off, man, his ability to get in the air is unbelievable. I was at practice on Friday, and he caught a lob, and I was at practice watching with Terry Nelson. And both Terry and I kind of like jumped. I mean, he was, if he would have done that, and if he would have caught that lob in a game like he did in practice, wow, that would have been on loop forever. He was up there. Huh?
No, he got crazy springs, man.
Man, you can just throw it and he'll go get it, man.
Yep.
I'm hoping for that Dylan Mitchell offensive explosion. I know I'm expecting him to do well defensively. I'm expecting him to rebound because, that's what he does. He gets paid a lot of money too, so he better get it done. NIL, right?
NIL, yeah.
NIL, true. Get it done. The Big O segment is sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. Do you have a business that needs better inventory control, production management, or improved accounting control? Outgrown QuickBooks or can't afford NetSuite? Give Loyal Bearcat grads Doug and Kathy Jacobs at Smart Dog Solutions a call. They've been in your position and would love to help solve your problems. They can be reached at 513-739-9473 or online at smartdog-solutions.com. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Now, the next segment we're going to jump into would never exist if Neil Meyer was still missing. But he's here with us, and that is the name game with Neil Meyer, sponsored by Oakley Greens. Give him the dance, Neil. Hey.
Name game time, baby.
Whoa. Dang.
This one's tricky, Meach, because I was looking at the roster ahead of time for the people who are getting ready to listen. There's a number 85 on this roster. Don't jump
the gun now, bro. Neil, let me. I let you do your thing. Don't steal the whole thunder, dog. Like
throwing lobs on the touchdowns now.
I'm gonna make sure you come up missing. All right. be missing and be like, "Where's Neil?" Meach got that. Meach
got him.
hit him over the head with the blunt wine bottle. All right, the
Damn.
blunt wine bottle got him.
It's gonna
All
be
right.
prime. It's gonna be a Chicago PD scene.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. All right. All right. Neil, behave. All right. We're gonna go with Queens University in Charlotte, not Queens, New York, not where Hakeem went to go find his queen and coming to America. Neil,
Queens.
go find the queen.
Yeah, Queens.
She's
in America.
your queen to be. Yo,
hey, my man really spent the globe though.
Oh man, he said,
Queen.
like, they thought that place was gonna be immaculate and beautiful. You picked the worst. You picked one of the worst places in New York at that time.
He said, "I got some fly ass hygiene, man."
Neil's like, what is going on? Neil, you have to watch it so you can get in on all the.
Hey, they got fresh when they got out, when they got their stuff stole. They got those New York jackets. He had the Mets. He had the he got the Mets jacket, and my man had the Jets. Them of them was clean.
Yeah, they were.
They was clean.
That was funny. So many quotables. So many good characters.
The one look like a pit bull.
Like JT, stop. We got to make sure Neil sees it because he's so left out right now.
Oh man.
All right, let's jump into Queens. We're gonna first start with, which I think would be a great hip hop name. Number 2,
DJ Shine.
Think about that, man. DJ Shine. That's a good rap name. You got DJ Khaled. You got all these DJs. DJ Shine. Where's DJ Shine from, Neil?
Augusta, Georgia.
Okay. Brewster. Is he from Brewster?
Brewster Academy, yep.
Okay. All right, DJ Shine. Number 6.
Number 6 is Sawyer Mayhew.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah,
okay. Did good with that one. Number 9.
Number 9 is Mabin Jabril.
That wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad.
Number 20. I like the first name. I just like the first name.
Number 20 is Ashon Anderson.
Ashon.
Okay.
He said, Ashon.
Ashon.
I don't know. That might not be that might not be it.
I don't know. It might be Ashon. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because you know how like Sade, the singer, if you read it, it's like Sadie, right?
Yeah.
But it's Sade.
Sweet Sadie. It is, but you just for sure. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing. Ask John. That's John. I don't know.
Ask John.
That's what them kids probably said when he was younger. They don't bully like they did back in the day, so
no,
they probably didn't say that.
Yeah.
Kids is mean, man. All right, go ahead. My bad.
You ain't lying about that. Kids aren't
mean. Mean as shit.
Number 23.
Number 23 is Leo Colomario. Colomario.
Whoa. Try it again. Try the last name again.
Colomario.
Okay. We might check on that, make sure that's right. Number 24. And I just like the first name.
Yoav Bierman.
Yoav. Is it Yov or Yoav? Yoav.
Or is it Yo and the V is silent?
It's just Yo?
Good question.
Oh no, I'm just talking. I'm just saying, you know, some stuff he gone.
That's true. Where's he from?
Israel.
Okay.
Tel Aviv.
Okay. Let's see. That was number 24. And Neil was still in my thunder here. Number 85, Ocho Cinco.
I was literally
Number 8. And here's the best part about it. He's 5'10".
And 145 pounds.
Wearing 85.
I
hope he gets in games. I got to see video of him. I hope he does. He get any playing time? I don't know. We got to find
really.
out. I doubt it. All right, Neil.
Number 85 is Anik Patil. I had to make sure I pronounce that right.
Anik Patel.
My man's 5'10", 145, and he wears 85. That's diabolical, bro.
That is
incredible. Throwing lobs to catching touchdowns, baby.
Hey.
Something like that. Let me see. Does he?
Nah, he don't play. He ain't played in a month.
He's played in one game, and it's been a total of 1 minute. So,
you know what? I'm gonna go on Instagram and I'm gonna DM Anik Patel. I'm like, what were you thinking when you got that number, bro? Like, what was the,
At 85, like, and it was a lot of numbers like available. Cause I at least would want to. 85 is.
But there might be a good story behind that.
It might be though. Like maybe like some family member. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah,
you got to hear the story though. But right now,
I'm a DM
without the story, I get to be ignorant. So 85 on a basketball court, definitely last pick vibes.
Let me hold on. Let me look him up on Instagram and see if he has any pictures of himself in a game. It's Anik
Patil. Let's see.
Yep. Bruh. You know what? There's a picture of.
I got it right here.
Huh?
I said I got his profile right here.
I got him. I'm looking at him. Yeah, he's definitely number 8. JT.
85.
JT.
Yeah, definitely 85.
Yeah. He's wearing 85. Oh wow. I'm gonna screenshot and send this picture to you guys. I want to get your guys' reaction live on air when you see this picture. Okay, it's him and 2 of the other players.
Oh, I know you.
You saw it already?
Yes.
Number 9 and number 6.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. That we got to put that. That's got to be the background of our podcast stream here. Wow. That's
that's crazy.
Hey, this is wild.
Number 85.
85.
Hey. The name game with you. What do you say?
He just out here, man. I respect it.
He's out here. We got to get him on the pod, maybe. All right. The name game with Neil Meyer is sponsored by Oakley Greens. Oakley Greens, the ultimate spot to catch your hometown team in every big game. With 6 giant LED screens and TVs at every angle, it's more than a sports bar. It's your entertainment headquarters. All the sports, all the time, all at Oakley Greens. Located in Oakley Station next to the cinemas. You can check them out online, oakleygreens.com. Just a reminder, we will be doing a live podcast from Oakley Greens on February 15th at 3 p.m., 1 hour before the Iowa State game. That's an away game. We're going to have a few former players come out. Been talking to a couple guys. They're going to pull up. Now, if the Bearcats can beat Utah, this Iowa State game is crucial. So we need Bearcat fans to come on out to the pod, man. Let's get some of the Bearcat fans, like we talked about, man, to come on the pod and talk a little bit. You guys cool with all that?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
For it.
Okay, bet we're going to do that. The Kenyon segment is sponsored by my guy, Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota. This is where we cover the keys to the game. JT, what do the Bearcats need to do to win?
They win. No, I'm just playing. Win. Just win, baby. Nah. But all right. Keep the pace how they've been playing the last 2 games. I like the pace they've been playing at. You score over 80 points 2 games in a row. I think that might be a better total than like the previous 3 games together. I'm not looking at it in front of me, but I want them to shoot at least 55 shots. Don't go crazy on the 3-shot. Attack, then shoot the 3 like how they've been doing. So, but I want over 55 shots. I think that and the pace should lead to the Bearcats with another dub.
Love it. The Kenyon segment sponsored by Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota. Neil, what do the Bearcats need to do to win?
Yeah, for me, in order for Cincinnati to win big in this one, I would like them to keep that turnover number under 10. They had 12 the other night versus BYU, and they had 10 versus UCF. Let's keep that number around the 10 to 11, hopefully under that. But if they take care of the ball and keep that turnover number down and force turnovers the other way, because this is a BYU team that turned it over 19 times in the first match.
Utah.
You kept saying, yeah, Utah.
Yeah, Utah turned it over 19 times in the first matchup. Cincinnati, on the other hand, only had 6 turnovers in the first matchup with Utah.
You love BYU. You stuck in BYU land.
Mm-hmm.
We did well.
It was a good game, though.
It was good. I get it.
But matter of fact, if Cincinnati can take care of the ball and continue to push the pace like JT was talking about, I think this is a game where Cincinnati could beat Utah by 15 points. But in order for them to do that, you cannot get beat by 18 on the glass in this game as well, like the first matchup. Take care of the ball, push the tempo, and you win the rebounding margin. Should be a game Cincinnati wins by double digits.
Now, I said this last podcast, and I'm going to say this again. It's all about revenge, right? What did Taylor Swift say? I don't dress for women. I don't dress for men. Lately, I've been dressing for revenge. So the Bearcats need to be dressed for revenge. I don't know what uniforms they're wearing. I don't know if they're going to go back to the elephant print uniforms or what, but they need to be dressed for revenge. What I'm going to look for from this game is, I feel like this Utah team, after watching them the first time, this is a team I think we should lock up defensively. I think we should lock them down and put them away early. My opinion. I based on how the Bearcats have been playing thus far, I could see them doing that this game. Starting to get their swag back. I feel just watching them, being at practice on Friday, it felt different at practice. It really did. And it did, because I told you guys the one practice I went to, I did not have a good feeling, remember? And what happened?
Yeah.
I texted you guys, I said they did not have a good practice. And what happened? West Virginia came in and went belt that. It was bad.
Yeah, it was belt the ass. It definitely was belt the ass.
Belt the ass. And so,
like, damn. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but no. then I watched another practice, and I felt like this is a Bearcat practice. This is that vibe. This is that swag we want to see. And what happens? They go out and get some dubs. So hope that continues. I wish I could go to a practice before the game, but too close in last game to this game. So I'll try to. Then I think they're on the road, so I won't get a chance to pull up to a practice for a while. Now, I do want to say this real quickly before we get out of this segment. When I went to practice, I had a chance to talk to Wes Miller after practice for about 20 or so minutes. Some of the time, Terry Nelson was there, so it was just Terry, Coach Miller, and myself. And it was really interesting to hear Wes Miller's perspective, of the team and the struggles they had, where they're headed. And I told Wes, listen, you have my support. And there are many former players that support you and what you're doing. We just got to get over this hump. And he said to me, he says, I feel it. He says, Meach, I feel your support. I feel other support. I feel the love there. I get texts. I get calls. I know one former player in particular that called him and talked to him, and people are there supporting him. We want to see him do well, right? And what I love about Wes, too, is Wes didn't make any excuses.
Yeah.
There was no excuses. There was, hey, if we could just get so and so to do this and stop being a jerk and stop turning the ball over or make shots.
Yeah.
Wasn't any of that. He looked and said, I got to do better at this. I should have done this differently. And to me, number one, that's good leadership in that he's taking ownership. He's like, I know our problems. I know I'm part of that. And myself and the staff are doing our best to correct those things. And I just really appreciated that about him. And I don't mean to like, I don't want to make this like a change direction podcast where we talk about Mick Cronin, but you listen to Mick in the one press conference and he's blaming everybody else.
Yeah.
And there was no accountability, for himself. Where was Mick probably right in a lot of those situations? Yeah, he could be very well be right. But you're the leader of the program, bro. Like, that falls on you. And that's what Wes was saying. Like, I'm the leader. Like, this is my program. This is my company. I'm the CEO.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that about him. And I told him, gets our support. So I just wanted to, share. I know I text you guys.
Yeah.
Some things he said, which I won't. I'll keep that private. But any thoughts? Anything you guys wanted to?
Nah. I mean, me and Neil have seen it. I mean, Wes has been accountable essentially. Like, some people probably have been pissed. You go 2-8 on this talented team. People got a right to be pissed, but at the same time, it's not like Wes is running from it. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, hey, I got to coach better. We got to coach better. Players got to play better. Then, like, you saw the tone change. We're like, hey, we got to start, playing with more grit. And we're going to pay those people. And I feel like since that's happened, stuff has changed. But it's not like he's not pointing the finger at those young men. He brought them in, right? So it's like, hey, I got to work with what I have, but I got to keep working. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you only can do what you can do, right? But all right, if this isn't working, you got to think about other things to implement. You know what I mean? Because those young men have the bandwidth to be able to do it. It's just you got to figure out how you're going to, convey that message. And I feel like he's done a good job of just keep working, and you see the results. Team scores 40 points against Kansas. Now they're scoring over 80. Hopefully they can keep that up. But if they can just stay in the high 60s, low 70s on a consistent basis, I think fans will be happy because I feel like their defensive intensity has been a lot better as of late for sure. So, yeah, man, because he could easily just start pointing the finger at everybody and say it's them, not me. That's why we're losing. You know what I mean? But if you're the one that I gave what Spider-Man say, with great power comes great responsibility. And I feel like he's taking that to the head pause, where he's like, hey, I'm running the ship. I gotta help get people in the right places. You know what I mean? And that's what it's apart. Sometimes you try different stuff and it doesn't work, but you go back to the drawing board, and that's what he's doing.
Yep, I agree. The Keenan segment, Keys to the Game, was sponsored by Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota. Come see fellow Bearcat Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota for all your new and pre-owned Toyota needs. Look for Greg Hooden on Instagram and Twitter at Cincy Greg Hooden. Hooden is spelled Hoodin. Or come see Greg at Beachmont Toyota. Always ready to help our Bearcat family get into a new Toyota. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. The Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. This is where we cover hot topics. This is simple, fellas. We'll talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about from the beginning, the middle, and the end. Thoughts on the game, halftime, or anything else that went on during the Super Bowl. JT, we'll start with you.
All right, the game was anticlimactic. Eagles came, put belt to ass from the jump. It beat one of my favorite podcast terms. They would say they beat the sleeves off the Chiefs.
Whose podcast is that?
520 Club. Check that out with Jeff Teague.
Oh, Jeff Teague's low key funny.
Man, him and it's three people on there. It's DJ Wells and B Hen. Them dudes are hilarious. hilarious. So yeah, it was built to ass, beat the sleeves off them boys. Halftime show I thought was dope. A lot of people giving it slack, but you gotta know what you're looking at. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I would have dissed Drake on national thing. He just won damn Grammy for the song, so forget keeping it peaceful right now. I just won Grammy for it a couple days ago. I'm singing it at the damn performing at the Super Bowl. Hey, make another song better or something if you want me to do it. I don't know, but shit, I'm better than you. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Like you can still like both people, but in this battle with me and you, you know what I'm saying? I took you to the cleaners. You know what I'm saying? So F it. Gotta get out your feelings. But I thought like it was a lot of sweet stuff that happened in that performance that people were, you know what I'm saying, not getting. But I thought it was dope. People that probably don't know the music or understand or not on the or not very inclusive probably got their panties in a bunch about what was happening. So, but it's cool. It's what needs to be happening, you know. Curveball to talk about what happened recently in Cincinnati. You had neo-Nazis in Lincoln Heights, you know, with flags and being punks, had their faces covered recently. So I mean, that was Friday. So you know, got a long way to go. So I thought you know, glad people band together though and got him out the neighborhood though. But
I thought that was bizarre. Why did they pick Lincoln Heights? Did anybody find out the reason? Is that
man, probably just being disrespectful. They know it's an area where, you know, it's predominantly black, and they just, you know, they feel comfortable right now. They feeling comfortable to be disrespectful and pick the wrong place. At the end of the day, they ain't bothering nobody. You know what I mean? Come in there spreading hate. But yeah, to pick that, I thought like just a good sign. You know, he did a lot of stuff talking about certain stuff, so I thought that was dope. The game was trash. Shout out to Jalen Hurts for winning MVP. Eagles they were just a better team. And I'm pissed at myself because I didn't bet on the Eagles. Like they were plus 100. I didn't do it. I let everybody talk me out of it. And it's just like you get Mahomes fatigue, not fatigue, but Mahomes, you know, he scares the shit out of you. But the Eagles made that line look like how most people, when you don't call holding, how they look. You know what I mean? It's a pretty trash line overall. And they was making my man, he probably got nightmares of them four coming for him for real. So, yeah, they was on his bumper, man. White on rice. Cheap suit jacket. You know what I mean?
Hey, last thing, JT, and we'll let Neil give his perspective. Thoughts on Taylor Swift getting just booed?
Oh, that was the only time she got TV slot too, because she was only shown on TV one time.
Yeah, I feel like they got fatigue from her, but she handled it like a G though. She laughed it off.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only time she'll get booed. I mean, her next, whenever she does a performance, people are gonna go crazy. It's just that the NFL just forced her per se down people's face or they throat pause per se. Because like every time Travis made a play, they would just show it like Travis Kelce already been a dope tight end. It ain't like he was like a practice squad dude that found out he was messing with Taylor and then they put him on the active squad and he miraculously started playing good like I don't know, like it was like Mike or some shit.
Right.
Remember that shit? You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Little Bow Wow. He had the shoes. Had the special shoes.
Of course. Like Mike.
Like he tried to treat my man like he was a Make-A-Wish kid or something. Like every time he caught a ball, it was because Taylor Swift. Like it's fucking Travis Kelce, he a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? But she'll get her shine though. She'll get her shine back. Taylor Swift's a legend. But it just was funny to see people like in that arena were like, man, come on, man, we done. But T Swizzle, she one of the goats. I give her, you know what I mean? She gonna sell out her next tour. Don't even worry.
No question about that.
Yeah.
Neil?
Yeah. Well, first off, I just want to start off by saying I called the Gatorade color.
You did. You did. That's 2 years in a row.
And I didn't bet with you, man. I'm messing up.
But now that the Super Bowl has happened, I can say the reasoning why I picked yellow. Go back and watch the pre-Super Bowl media availabilities. Devontae Smith gave it away. So for those bettors, Devontae Smith came out and said that the team's favorite color of Gatorade to drink was yellow.
Yeah.
So he gave it away on that aspect. So I thought that was cool that we went 2 for 2 on that. But
Wait. I need your next year's prediction right now. What color will the Gatorade be?
I'm going to go blue next year. Early predictions is going to be blue.
Early prediction. Right?
Early
JT?
prediction is blue.
Them yellow little sticky pads you got.
I know, man. I ain't got my notepad. Oh yeah, hold on.
But the biggest takeaway was it started off great. Brian Cook gets an interception. Obviously, being a Cincinnati alumni, that was cool to see.
Shout out to B Cook.
Yep. Mount Healthy, stand up.
That was cool to see B Cook get an interception on the big stage. But
absolutely,
what was even better, Patrick Mahomes seeing ghosts all night until the very last few minutes when Xavier Worthy started popping off. But Philadelphia's defensive line, Patrick Mahomes is going to be seeing them for the next 2 weeks probably in his sleep.
You cheering against Mahomes, Neil?
Oh, I wanted the Eagles to win for sure.
But so okay, I remember that. But like specifically, did you want to see Mahomes get like sacked a lot?
Yeah. But in the end of this game, Jalen Hurts' story. Let's talk about that. I mean, this is a guy who went on to win a national championship, leads Alabama to another national championship, gets benched, forces the transfer. Now he's the Super Bowl champion. I think that's a pretty cool story in itself, especially after how humble Jalen Hurts is and has been throughout his career. It's a good journey and a good story for his career. And then on top of it, the biggest topic, the halftime show. Everyone's going to be talking about it. But I think the biggest thing was people were worried about him performing Not Like Us because of the shot he took at Drake. But reality was last night he kind of like teased performing Not Like Us a couple of times. But the biggest thing I took away from his halftime show, look at the stage setup. Did you guys notice that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It was a PlayStation controller. And who is PlayStation owned by? Sony. Who is Drake signed to? Sony. So, thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, he had the A chain, and then his dancers spelled out minor in the back of when he performed Not Like Us. So that was pretty funny, but I thought the performance was good. I know a lot of people didn't really understand the halftime show, but if you followed the beef and you got an understanding of where it went, you would kind of see like what happened. Like you would have seen the subtle like Hotline Bling dance at one point when he was performing Peekaboo. You would have seen the tease of Not Like Us as well when he was going into the next song of Luther with SZA. So overall, there was a lot of little things to pick up on in his show. And then he took the shot at Drake because people were saying if he performed it, the real question was he going to say Drake's name? And then he did it, and everyone was like crazy about it. Went crazy. They're like, oh, he actually did it. But I thought that was cool to kind of see that thing all unfold. And then to see him bring out Serena Williams, obviously I wasn't expecting that, but I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Okay, good. So before I kind of get into my things, Neil, let me correct you on one thing. So Drake is signed to Universal Music Group, not Sony. So
okay,
OVO is distributed. The OVO is distributed by Sony. He's signed to UMG, but also Kendrick is signed to UMG. They're both signed to UMG. So Sony distributes OVO's music. There's a kind of a difference there. But anyway, I'll come back to that. The Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. Look, the game was a poo-poo platter. Like I thought it was going to be one of those games that came down to the end, because you always, like, even when the Eagles started to get that lead, you're like, this is setting up for Mahomes to do some wild stuff and come back and win the game, right? I kept telling my dad, we were watching the game, I'm like, this is just setting it up for. It's just almost like back in the day when Jordan played and Jordan and the Bulls would get down, and you're like, Bulls are in trouble. Like, no, this is just setting it up for Mike to do some crazy stuff and make more legendary moments. And but
Jason Voorhees,
it was the Eagles were too much, man, just too much, too physical. Shout out to Connor Barwin, former Bearcat basketball and football player who played for the Eagles and now working for the Eagles. Shout out to Dustin Woods, one of the strength coaches for the Eagles. He's from Cincinnati, played for the Miami. What were they back then? The Red Hawks now. Redskins?
They're the Redskins back in the day?
Well, no, what were they back in the day? The Red Hawks now, right? What were they back?
Yeah.
Can't remember what they were back in the day, but yeah, he played for Miami of Ohio, and he worked at Xavier for a hot second. Worked for the LA Rams. He got to the LA Rams because McVay played at Miami of Ohio, and they had the Miami of Ohio connection. That's how he got into the league, and then he got picked up by the Philadelphia Eagles. His brother married a friend of mine, so I know Dustin pretty well. So that's cool to see another Cincinnati guy kind of intertwined in those circles. So I want to give a shout out to Dustin Woods and Connor Barwin. In terms of the halftime performance, I thought it was super dope on several different levels. And I think people oftentimes think of the Super Bowl as a stage to have certain types of performers, because the Super Bowl stage at halftime is one of the most commercial stages. Like, it's a commercial thing, right? And Drake, Drake has commercial tracks. Kendrick's really not like that. He's not a commercial artist. So now you've got in the world of hip hop, they call them conscious rappers, right? So Kendrick kind of teeters that line of being a conscious rapper and not, even though Humble's like double, triple platinum or something crazy, or diamond or something. Like, he's got some, hits that are, big time, but he's always remained a non-commercial artist. So I appreciated his performance on so many levels, because I knew there was going to be a whole crowd that did not like his performance, right? Oh, this is boring. This is this and that. But I like that, because it was the return. Especially, he's the first solo rap artist to play the Super Bowl. There's never been a solo rap artist, think about it, ever in the Super Bowl. So, because I think a couple years ago it was Dre, Snoop, 50, M. It was a collaboration. So he's the first solo guy, and I like that he made the lyrics, which he's a lyricist, right? So he made the lyrics the star of the show. You had to pay attention to what he was saying, opposed to a million people dancing, 800 wardrobe changes, stuff flying here and there. It was about the music, man, and I appreciate that about him. I thought one thing that flew over people's heads, on those steps, all the folks were wearing red, white, and blue, and they formed the American flag.
I noticed that too.
When they leaned forward, they made the American flag, which it was later said that was a play off of, what we've read in history books, that America was built on the backs of black people and slaves. That was kind of like the whole symbolism behind that. I thought that was pretty dope. And then using Samuel Jackson is like, hey, play it safe, man. Play it safe. And
that was dope.
Yeah, it was super dope.
And him being Uncle Sam too, like, and Samuel Jackson. So that one timer for real, but that was crazy.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I look at the game controller stage from my standpoint. Obviously, it's up to interpretations for whoever wants to interpret it the way they want to. But I looked at it as like he's in control of things, right?
Yeah.
I'm in control of what's going on and what's going to be performed and what's not.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was pretty cool. And I like how at the end when to turn the TV off, it said game over.
Yeah.
I think that was a shot at Drake a little bit too. Like
I think so too.
There was another light that went up too, like how they did the game over. There was one that said warning about halfway through.
you know what? I couldn't make that out. I'm glad you brought that up. It said warning.
Yeah, it said warning.
Okay, I missed that one.
I did see it. Was that right before Not Like Us?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. But overall, I thought it was a dope performance. And I had some debates with some older people who were like, "Oh, it was bad. I didn't get it." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, if you did, I would be worried. Like it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong that I didn't think Kendrick performing was gonna make everybody in America go out and download
Yeah.
the next album. Like that's not going to happen, but it served its purpose. I think he was the right guy. He's the hottest artist in the world right now with Not Like Us. I mean, they're playing Not Like Us at middle school dances. That's crazy.
Yeah.
5 Grammys. Like he was the right choice for it. Now, what's going to be interesting, and I want to take all bets right now, who will be the artist next year for the Super Bowl? JT?
Next year? Oh man. It's gonna be Jello. No.
I might swerve in the corner. Whoa.
No.
Like 5 times.
Nah, he gonna play that the whole time. Change wardrobes. Bring a car out there. He gonna be in a NASCAR, like
no, hopefully.
Like he Dale Earnhardt or something. Nah, but shit. I don't know, man. It's early, so let's see. It ain't gonna be Jello.
If we're going rapper, I would like to see Lil Baby perform.
Hold on now. We still on JT. Hold up. Go ahead, JT.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be like if Taylor Swift perform, she gonna get it. They're gonna change it up. They're gonna put T Swizzle up, man.
Think so?
Yeah, T Swizzle.
That's not a bad.
I say Taylor Swift. She gonna get the performance.
Chiefs back there again.
I don't know if the Chiefs can make it back. It's tough, man. It's not always easy. So your vote's Taylor Swift.
I'm gonna say Taylor Swift, man. They gonna go totally. Whatchamacallit's going totally left. They gonna go totally right.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a counterbalance to.
That's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. Neil.
Yeah, if we're going rappers, I would want to see Lil Baby perform a halftime show. I think that would be pretty lit. I think he does a great job interacting with his music, but it just, now that JT said it, it just seems realistic if you play it out that Taylor Swift will be next year.
Hey, my dark horse though, but I don't think they'll double up after K-Dot. They let Future.
I'm gonna put all the money in the house that there will not be another rapper next year.
I know, not next year, but I'm gonna say dark horse is Future. Future's a legend.
Future is a legend. That's my favorite workout artist.
And like, you ever seen like the old video, like when he first was coming up, and he was like, because next year is in San Francisco, and been like, it might have been like 2012.
Tony
Montana.
That is the most classic. That is one of the most classic videos. Tony Montana.
And he be shouting out. He's like, "Delaney Walker, what it do? What it do?"
All right, Neil. Have you ever
favorite videos?
Neil, you ever seen that video?
I haven't. No.
Okay. All right. We've given you so much shit to look. I'm not even gonna. Man, but the best part of the video, JT, is when the 49ers start dancing.
Oh yeah. They be on the sideline, they be on the field.
They're on the field, they were dancing. They're about to hike the ball. I was like, that's another great.
I love that. That's like, I didn't like that song until that happened.
Yeah, that was.
I was
that
like,
was,
oh man, I love this song now. Like I swear, I hated that song. It happened. I was like, oh, this is what's going on.
yeah.
Changed my whole outlook.
I'm gonna go John Mayer. Um, John Mayer has some connections with Jay-Z and Rock Nation. I think
Mm.
John Mayer has the versatility. Um, you know, he can do his thing with that guitar, boy. I tell you what, his last album was tough. I think he's got to probably drop another project to
Mm.
get that steam. I think he's got some other artists that he's performed with that he could bring on stage and
Mm.
kind of create that. So I'm gonna roll with. I would like to see John Mayer. I think he's one of my favorite artists. I'd
Yeah.
love to see him, get that opportunity. So we got it. So we've got Taylor Swift from
Yep.
JT. Neil, you're kind of Lil Baby or Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm gonna go John Mayer.
Mayor.
Yep.
Wow.
The Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. Visionary Cleaners is a locally owned company by former Bearcat student athletes. They specialize in high quality commercial cleaning of businesses, apartments, and pre and post construction cleans. They can be reached at 513 388 7816 or contacted online at visionarycleaners.com. Fellas, this concludes another great podcast. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Donahue Accounting Services, Smart Dog Solutions, Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota, Visionary Cleaners, Oakley Greens, and Purple Monkey Project. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services, a leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online, DonahueAccountingService.com. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Go Bearcats.